like to join me in Sufi grind, get a comfortable seat so that your seat, your hips, your legs feel rooted, and your spine lengthens from your roots with your inhale breath. Exhale, small circles. Tiny, effortless movement. Effort is in bringing mind to breath. This conscious breath becomes the seat from which we watch mind, feel body, and as the feeling witness, allow the body to take what it needs. So it's always if your circles are smoothing out and growing, this can become as big a circling movement, a proper grind, circling the ribs, or freeform movement as the body is inviting breath into. Our body might ask to be still, drinking in the breath, allowing all of your focus to be on the act of breathing. These first few moments of practice are precious. This tuning in is a journey. A chance to practice listening. Oh, hello, Linda. About a dozen more breaths in our opening meditation. If you've been choosing circles and circling in one way, then go ahead, start to circle the other way. Last few breaths. winding your way back to center. And once you're in your still place, you can still be lying down if that's where your still place was. Rub your hands together. Bringing some heat, some energy to the surface. Stimulating these thousands and thousands of nerve endings that we'll be using to contact our outer world the rest of the day and contacting ourselves the next hour. Expanding your electromagnetic field with this friction. And if there was any area of your body that you noticed during your opening meditation that could use a little more attention, a little more breath and energy, if your hands can float there effortlessly, then allow that to happen. If there is no such place, allow your hands to float to belly or heart or wherever they go spontaneously and connect. Breathe in the warmth, the tingle of your healing hands, the wisdom of your hands. Three rounds of Brahmari or Om. Brahmari is just the buzzing sound with lips sealed. Together we breathe in. Again. One more. Release your hands. Make your way up to sitting if you are not. Straighten your legs out if you've been sitting cross-legged and give them a shake or a massage. Good morning, Gianna. And bend your knees, feet on the floor, hands on the ground behind you. Lean back. Lift your heart up. Inhale. Exhale. Little windshield wipe action side to side. Getting your breath and some movement into the hip joints themselves. And as these joints lubricate, maybe the windshield wipe grows, a full swoosh, swoosh, twisting the low spine. I'll leave that up to you. Next time knees drop to the left. If it's an okay position for you, drop all the way to the left so you're sitting on left hip. I know for some of your bodies, this right knee bent like this will not feel safe. Totally fine to straighten the right leg out, bend the left knee. All of us We'll walk left fingertips to the side of the hip, 18 inches out, directly in a line. Fingertips on the ground. Activate right foot if it's extended. You can use active feet even if you're in. My name for this right now is mermaid's pose until I remember what it's really called. Inhale, right arm up. Exhale, left palm down. Bend your elbow towards you to drag shoulder out of ear. Relax neck to the left. Reaching through the right arm, take a huge breath into the right side lung, expanding the whole right side body. Exhale, soften your jaw. Plug pubic bone down to the earth. Breathe into the back of the rib cage, expanded off low back. Exhale, hug low abdominals in. Lower right hand towards the right leg, palm towards earth. When you're about 6 to 12 inches off the ground, you'll feel a sweet stretch in the right side of neck. Pause there and start to breathe through the unwinding of the tension in right side neck. Those of you in the mermaid's position might hold on to the right ankle. Relax your right arm and hang off it. If that doesn't work for you, simply hover hand over earth. Put some energy in the hand so the tension that unwinds from neck can kind of slide down the arm and evaporate off your fingertips. And yes, you can play with the angle of your head, angle of your arm until it feels like the tightness is unwinding. Sometimes if I hang too aggressively, it feels like things are starting to tighten back up. Choose another spot then. Inhale, expand the back of the rib cage and lift the heart. Exhale, pull on your foot or reach through the right fingertips to pull your spine up with relaxed neck. If you're okay with touching your face, left hand to face to help your head up. And change sides. Once again, alternative position, left leg straight. I would activate the foot, press on the gas, flex it if that feels right to your hip. Right fingertips directly out from the right hip. Inhale, left arm up. Exhale, right palm down. In this shape, lowering the right elbow down, I think is okay, as long as you're not feeling a dump, a compression in the shoulder joint itself. You can still breathe both sides of the rib cage away from pelvis. Exhale, soften both shoulders down from neck. Relax your neck. Lower left hand, palm towards earth, maybe holding onto the left ankle until you feel just the right stretch on this side of the neck. Maybe into the shoulder, maybe into the jaw. As you direct your breath there, there's a sense of unraveling. Breathe the whole rib cage away from the pelvis. Lengthen low back. Exhale, draw navel to spine. Not in a tightening way. waking up the lower abdominals to support your lengthening spine. And reach through left hand or pull on left ankle to pull you up with relaxed neck. Either bring hand to face or roll chin to chest if you're not touching your face these days. Let's come to all fours. Pelvic tilts. In your tabletop position, hands under shoulders, maybe a little wider than shoulders if that feels right for your shoulders. Inhale, neutral spine, press the ground away, get a little lift out of the shoulders, disappearing the shoulder blades into the upper back, and tilt at the top rim of the sacrum towards the earth so you have a natural curve in your low spine, not a big curve that pops your ribs out, just a little dip. You might feel it internally, it might not be visible, that's okay. Inhale, disappear that curve. Top rim of sacrum to ceiling, flattening or rounding the low back. Exhale, dip top rim sacrum to the floor, but still don't blow the ribs out, even as you exaggerate the curve. Inhale, top rim sacrum sky. Exhale, top rim sacrum floor. Continue. I've shifted the language to top rim sacrum because my recent teacher trainer used it. And I like how it shifts the attention off of the tailbone moving up and down so that that area can stay relaxed. You might feel the tucking and untucking of tail, the broadening and contracting of your sitting bones, without creating any more tension in this already kind of overly tensed area that's sat on a lot. Relax your neck. All right, one more full breath, isolating the pelvic movement. And then come back to the neutral pelvis, little dip of the top rim of the sacrum down. Low abdominals still able to hug in. We'll move it to the top part of the spine. Let's lower down to elbows for this next part. Clasp your hands. And by the way, if you're not on hands and knees, since I can't see you guys, you can do all of this against, well, you could have done that part lying on the floor. This part I would do with elbows against the wall. So use your wall as your floor. Inhale, drop your chest to the floor so the shoulder blades rise. And then exhale, press the ground away, lifting through the shoulder blades. Inhale, heart towards earth. Exhale, upper back to sky. Trying to isolate this part of the spine right between the shoulder blades. Still the bottom ribs are staying stable. The pelvis stable. Use your breath and a rhythmic movement to free up the shoulder blades, unglue them from the rib cage. Decouple the movement of the shoulders from the spine. So your movement might be way smaller than what it appears I'm doing. The range of motion doesn't matter so much here. The integrity of the motion is what will unwind things one cell at a time, maybe. Dolphin Prelude. Inhale, press the ground away, get a lift about halfway out of the shoulders, not so much humping the up back. Walk your knees back and out to the sides a bit. Big toes might turn in if that's what feels right to your low spine as you rest your head on the floor. And then option, lift your hands off the floor, knuckles point to ceiling. There is a way to be completely passive in this pose, to yin out and let everything hang. And if that is what feels right to you, to unwind in that very let go place, cool. I generally practice this with still activating down at the tail, reaching the sacrum back to take some compression off the upper spine, even as I let my chest relax and the upper back start. Keep your gaze towards your navel as you lower hands down and shift your weight forward, walk your knees back in if they went way back. Embryo pose. If child's pose is right for you, sit on your heels, hands by your feet. If child's pose is not great for you, then roll onto your back and rest. Let's all meet lying on our right side. Side lying Tadasana, mountain pose. If it's right for you to extend the right arm overhead, then you can use your arm as a pillow. I know not everyone's arm does that, so if you prefer to have your arm forward, then use a block, a blanket, or an actual pillow so your head's in line with your spine, not hanging off it. Use your left hand in front of your belly to help you balance as you try to line up head, hips, and heels. Heels and feet in mountain pose, so a little lift off the earth, separate them hips distance. And the tendency is hips will be back, feet forward. So if you're being meticulous, you can use the edge of your yoga mat and put your head, this hip bone that you're balancing on, and your right ankle on that line. Otherwise, just press the heels back, the hips forward a little bit. Inhale the back ribs off the kidneys. Exhale, soften your chest down. Front ribs stay in. You can use left elbow as a guide, feeling your left hip against your elbow. Bring it forward a little bit so it's balancing directly over the right hip. That will bring you in a little teeter place. If you're in true alignment, you'll feel like maybe you're going to roll onto your belly. Soften low abdominals, but allow them to start talking, to start engaging, to support your spine in this shape. If you want to play with balance, you are welcome to extend left arm overhead. Keep breathing, even if it wobbles you. Don't worry, if you fall down, you're already on the ground. Fetal curve. Bend your knees in, curl up in a little ball. Here, you might actively tuck the tail, tuck the chin down, and breathe into the open back spine. Side number 2, side lying Tadasana. Come on to your left side. And again, if you're being fussy, you can use a yoga mat and put your hip and your ankle and your head all on one line. Use your right hand to balance. And if you can feel for right hip lining up over left hip, because it will try to lean backwards. Bring it forward. Bringing hips, heels in one line. We'll probably try to lift the chest to compensate. So soften your chest down. Breathe into the back of the spine. Lift the back ribs off the low back. Play with your balance if you please. You know, some of us are a little front loaded. We're all women here. That's good. That's a little more intelligence for our abdominals to play with. Fetal curve. Curl up into a little ball. All right, we'll play with one more variation on that, bundle rolls, which once you see, you might choose not to do it all. And if you're not doing them, then you'll come onto your back and massage your back into the ground any way that feels right to you. For this, we're going to roll. My aunt was telling me how her chiropractor, she's in her 60s, and her chiropractor asked her to roll. We were talking about the newborn niece learning how to roll, and she couldn't do it. And it has something to do with being able to adjust the spine, the strength of the spine, the benefit of being able to roll. So her homework is to learn how to roll again, just like our newborn niece and her grandniece. So set up your side lying Tadasana. Make sure there's enough room. Let's start rolling forward. It's a little easier to roll forward. Enough room in front of you. And if you're in that hovery balance place, it won't be too hard. You can either keep arms up or cross your arms across your chest. We do this in Kundalini sometimes. And see if you can roll onto the other side and balance. And then watch out for that chest thrusting to accommodate. Keep the chest soft. Use your arms and legs as little as possible. Once you've got a feel for that, make sure there's enough room behind you that you can roll onto your back to the other side. And again, if you're not interested in this, do happy babies or simply massage back body into the mat in a way that feels soothing to your nervous system. If you haven't rolled down a hill in a long time, this is a good way to relearn this before you lose it. And of course, you can roll as much as you please. All right. Once that's gotten exciting enough, settle on your back, knees to chest or happy baby or your soothing position. Feel your heartbeat. Slow your breath down. Now let's meet with feet on the floor, knees bent. Arms can just relax alongside body wherever they're comfortable. We're not using them. This is a real simple abdominal tuning, waking up the low abdominals. To train them, to help the tight hip flexors. So hip flexors aren't always doing all the work. Take a few breaths here. Feel for your back body neutral on the mat, the bottom of your sacrum, the bottom of your sacrum on the mat. That's the back of your pelvis, and your bottom ribs on the mat. If your bottom ribs are nowhere near the mat, then either put a blanket or pillow under head, ramp your head up, or even ramp your shoulders up. Blanket under shoulders and head just a little bit higher than shoulders. So the rest of the spine can start to come into neutral. We'll keep the low back light. Breathe into the back bottom ribs. Feel them expand on your yoga mat. Relax your low belly out. Exhale, draw low belly in and pick left foot up by pulling low belly in. Inhale into back bottom ribs. Release the low belly. Exhale, pull low belly in. Pick right foot up. For a lot of us, the practice is in releasing the low belly. Lots of tension hides there. Inhale into the back ribs on the mat. Relax low belly out. Exhale, pull low belly in. Set right foot down. Inhale into the back ribs. Relax low belly. Exhale, pull low belly in. Left foot down. Feel the engagement of low abdominals. Again, breathe into the back ribs. Relax low belly. Exhale, draw low belly to spine. Pick right foot up by pulling low belly in, in. Inhale, back bottom ribs. Exhale, draw low abdominals in. Pick left foot up. Still in a natural curve in back, sacrum down, breathe the back bottom ribs down, relax low belly. Exhale, hug the low abdominals in towards the sacrum, set the left foot down. Breathe into back bottom ribs, lower them onto mat. Exhale, pull low belly in, pull it in and set right foot down. Little variation here, keep your feet hips width apart. Inhale, open your knees towards butterfly, roll onto sides of feet. Keep the spine neutral. Feel the bottom ribs want to pop out. Keep bottom ribs down. Exhale, hug low belly in. Hug your thighs back up to sky. Yeah, some resistance, like there's a gentle cosmic thigh master there. Inhale, open your knees. Relax low belly out, but keep bottom ribs on mat. Exhale, hug low belly in. Bring the knees back towards each other. Take 2 more breaths like that. Focus on the breathing pattern, the release low belly and the engagement. And when you are complete, knees to chest. If knees to chest isn't comfortable to you, then Shavasana or windshield wipe. Something comfortable. Let everything settle. All right. Take about 6 breaths to find your way up to standing. Any way you please. Turn on your breath first, and your body will tell you if it wants cats, cows, and down dogs, or simply to stay here for 5 more breaths. Once you're standing, come into Tadasana. Let's feel for that side lying alignment where the hips are back over your heels. So most of us, our habitual standing pattern is hips slightly forward. Some of us hips a lot forward, some slightly. Bring them back over your heels. And then if this is not habitual for you, it's going to feel like you're going to fall on your butt. Lean forward, don't fall backwards. So once you got hips over heels, and if you're using your visual as a guide or you have a mirror, that's fine. And then normally I don't like the mirrors, but for these alignment things, it can be helpful. All right, hips over heels. Now find the breath in your low back ribs. Use your breath to invite the back ribs back over your sacrum. Chest will stay softly down. And those of us who've done yoga a long time, it'll feel very unyogic when we've been trained to Tadasana. Heart rising. But we'll start to breathe the heart up, but not compensating by dipping into low back whatsoever. Just use your breath to find space. Soften the shoulders down the back. Not squeezing, just feel for softness. Turn your palms forward. Ramp your chin back a little bit so the back of the skull lines up. We'll try to maintain this posture for our sun breaths. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, Samastitihi. Inhale. And exhale. Half sun salute. Inhale, arms up. Breathe the back bottom ribs off of your kidneys. Exhale, low belly in, forward fold. Inhale, half lift, inflate back ribs. Exhale, hug low abdominals in, fold. Inhale, rise. Exhale, Samastitihi. 2 more like that. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. Exhale. Take this next round on your own breath rhythm. I miss hearing each other breathe, but turn your sound up. Finish with hands at heart center. Feel your heart beat against your thumbs. Feel your feet on the earth. Standing BB. Bring your hands or your soft fists to the back of your pelvis, right along the sides of the sacrum. Guide your sacrum down. Inhale, telescope the rib cage up. Lift the low back ribs up, the side ribs up, the chest off the ribs. Exhale, roll the shoulders back, tweeze the elbows back. With each in-breath, lift the sternum to the sky. Exhale, elbow, shoulders back. Might start to take the upper spine backwards. Keep the sacrum down. Keep lengthening through both the front and the back of the spine. If your spine goes backwards and your head goes backwards, that's fine. Feel for drawing the shoulders away from your neck. Press your sacrum down. Breathe your heart forward to come up. Utkatasana. Sit back into your chair. Weight way back so your knees are over your ankles now. And tracking towards the middle toes, not knocking in towards each other. Squeeze your butt, squeeze your low belly in. Breathe the rib cage off of your hips, even back ribs. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Warrior two, step the left foot back. Warrior two, shoulder shrugs. Right knee bent. Oh, what did I just do? Sorry, my computer's talking to me. If you prefer not to be in warrior two, of course, you can do shoulder shrugs, any other position. You can even sit in a chair. Relax your arms down. Feel for neck, squared up over shoulders, over hips. Hips nice and balanced. Take a big breath into the back of your rib cage. Open the upper back to your breath. Hold this breath in. Hike your shoulders up to your ears. Squeeze the tops of the shoulders back towards each other. And exhale, draw shoulders together and down your back. Relax your arms. Breathe into the upper back. Keep the shoulders down and broaden between the shoulder blades. Exhale, draw the middle angles of the shoulder blades in towards each other. And see if they can come down one more notch. Inhale, fill the upper back with your breath. Exhale, bottom tips of shoulder blades squeeze in towards each other. This time the arms can help. The elbows can try to touch together behind you. Bent elbows, fingers spread. Ribs will probably pop out, escaping your shoulder blades digging in. Draw the ribs back in. Let the shoulder blades massage the tight tissues in your back body. Relax your arms. Let's do one more round. Big breath into shoulders. Hold it in. Hike the shoulders up. Draw the shoulders up and back. Exhale. Massage them down, neck, dig them into the upper back. Inhale, broaden the shoulders wide. Exhale, middle shoulder blades right in towards each other and use your back muscles to pull them down. Inhale, flare the whole back rib cage open. Exhale, bottom tips of shoulder blades in. Elbows can try to touch. Pull everything towards your tail, send tail to earth. And relax your arms. Straighten your right leg, turn your toes in, hands to your waist. Inhale, shoulders, elbows back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Any variation of this forward fold to get your breath into the hips and hamstrings. If you like to sway or slowly bend a knee at a time. Those of you who aren't doing head below heart today, you are welcome to keep hands on blocks or chair, and you will still find your hamstrings, especially if you rock the weight towards the ball of the foot here. Windmilling triangle. Inhale to a long spine, a flat back. If you have blocks, may you put your hands on blocks, otherwise fingertips to the floor. Breathe into the back bottom ribs, lift them off your kidneys. Gravity's probably pulling them down. Exhale, hug your low abdominals in and keep your spine supported like that. Inhale, turn your chest to the right, right arm up. Exhale, right hand down. Inhale to the left. Exhale down. 1 or 2 more to each side on your breath rhythm. Back into your forward fold. Inhale to a flat back, hands to your waist. You can bend your knees, tuck your tail a lot if you need to protect your back. Inhale, rise. Warrior 2, turn your left toes out. This time we'll do bird's wing. Hands out directly in front of you, and then glue your elbows to the front low ribs. Like you're holding cups of tea in your palms, hands same level as elbows. Bring pinky fingers in towards each other. Breathe into the space between your shoulder blades. Exhale, rotate the hands out just as far as you can go while the elbows glued to the ribs. Inhale, hands in. Exhale, hands out. Hug the upper arm bones into your shoulder blades. Inhale, hands together, open the back of the rib cage. Exhale, rotate and squeeze shoulder blades in. One more breath like that. Relax your arms. Straighten your left leg. Turn your toes in. Hands interlaced behind your back. If interlacing is not good for you, then squeeze fingertips into your waist. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. If you got fingertips in waist, then squeeze your elbows back while you fold. And let your hands touch your sacrum to release them to the ground. Spider. Inhale to a flat back. Turn your toes out, your heels in. Coming into your high squat. Hips might drop as low as your knees, but no lower than that. Spine parallel to the earth. Breathe the back ribs out. Exhale, hug the low abdominals in. Lengthen from crown to tail. Hands can stay on ground or hold your ankles. Some of you want to be a little higher, then hands or elbows on thighs is fine. Lengthen your spine from your hips. Lunge. Walk your hands towards right foot, lower the back knee down. Bring your hands onto your right thigh. Take your time if you're patting back knee. That's always a good idea. Taking hold of the right thigh bone and actually grab right close to the hip and start to massage those tissues from the hip. Almost like you're unscrewing the thigh from the hip joint, making a little more space. And then traction the thigh forward. Drop your tail straight down. Breathe the back ribs up. Exhale, hug low belly in, shoulders back. Cactus arms. Goalpost your arms out to the sides. If you prefer to keep your hands on your front thigh for extra low back support, do that instead. Keep your shoulders back. Those of you in the goalpost might press your elbows forward, hands back a little bit, but feel for the front ribs, still staying soft, even as your chest rises. And brain cradling. Interlace hands behind your head and neck. Run your thumbs down your neck to support it. Draw the elbows in towards each other. Inhale, send your triceps straight up to the ceiling. Exhale, release your head into your supporting hands. Relax your jaw. Relax your eyes. If your head went backwards, bring it back forward with your hands. Lower your hands down. Hamstring stretch, half splits. Not a long hold here, just a moment to release. Get breath into the hammies. And change sides. Either take a moment in down dog, or it doesn't have to be fancy. Simply step left foot forward into lunge. In part one, we'll make some space in the hip joint. Use your hands on left thigh. And start to massage the tissues from the hip joint. And then take the thigh bone and draw it forward. Feel for pubic bone rooting straight down to the ground. Breathe the whole rib cage up. Exhale, soften the shoulders back, the elbows in. Option to keep your hands here or goalpost. Broadening through the collarbones. Inhale, widen through your elbows. Exhale, soften shoulders down. Arm variation 3. Interlace hands behind head and neck, maybe the opposite of how you interlaced last time. Draw elbows together. Inhale, reach your elbows, triceps up to the sky. Exhale, release head into hands. I dare you to close your eyes. Press feet and whatever's touching earth into earth to support you. Relax your brain into your hands. Half splits. And find your way either into sitting or onto your back if you're ready to lie down. We'll finish with a couple jaw exercises, which you can do lying down. The first one is actually a tongue exercise. So it turns out sometimes jaw tension is related to tongue tension. So we'll stretch our tongues too. Start by relaxing your tongue down into the bottom of your mouth. Let it get fat down there. And seal the tongue to the roof of the mouth, just behind the teeth. Release tongue down into the bottom of the mouth. Seal tongue to roof of mouth. Now touch the tip of the tongue right behind your top front teeth. We're going to trace along the inner teeth down the right side, all the way back to your molars if you've got them, or as far back as you can feel, and around back there to the outside, and around the front of the teeth, all the way to the other side. And stretch your tongue around those back molars to come back inside. And once you get back to the front teeth, reverse. Trace around the left side, sweep around to the front, and stretch around to the other side. Let's do that for the bottom teeth too. Touch your tongue, tip of tongue to the bottom, back bottom teeth. And trace around one side. I'll let you choose left or right. Around the back molars or as far back as you can feel until you get around the front of the teeth. When you get back to center, reverse. And bring your hands to the sides of your head, just above your ears, behind your temples. And bite down. And you feel those muscles activating right there? Those are your biter muscles. So those are the ones that actually cause your jaw to close. So jaw relax, or you can bite as much as you like, as long as you're not creating more tension in your jaw. Go ahead, do a little head shampoo here. Massage those muscles, circle and rub. You can even scratch a little bit, dig your fingertips in if that's what feels right to you. I'm assuming everyone's hands are washed and sanitized. We'll bring our hands onto our jaw, onto the sides of your cheeks. Real soft, like you're trying to contact the layer just below the skin. So sealing hands, but very little pressure. Now imagine you're locking your jaw back into the joint right in front of your ear. So draw the jaw back and up towards your ears. Real gentle, more energetic than actually pressing anything. Get a sense of the jaw locking into its joint and pause there for a moment. Breathe. Imagine that there are tissues untangling in that joint. And once there's been a little bit of an untying, real gentle, energetically draw the jaw down and out towards the chin, almost an underbite. Just get a sense of the jaw unhinging. Not trying to unhinge the jaw, don't pull on it. Just invite those tissues back at that ear joint to continue to stretch and unwind. All right, last piece, rub your hands together. And cup your warm, tingly hands over your eye sockets. Absorb the warmth, the tingle, right back into the muscles behind the eyes. Feel for fluid bathing the eyeball. Spaciousness. And keep your eyes closed if you're lying down to rest. If you prefer to sit and meditate, you're welcome to do that. And as always, you may choose to continue to rest where you are. And a few more moments of Shavasana in. If you're ready to come up, start with a deepening breath. Maybe a yawn, stretch your open jaw. And then let the head follow the body up to sitting. Bow to yourself, and we bow to each other. Namaste. For those of you coming back for meditation, I'll sign out of this meeting and you can just sign in the same link, and I'll see you when you're done resting. Namaste. Thank you for practicing, you guys.